Hello, welcome to Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire walkthrough here. I decided to do this with the upcoming release of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So yeah, just enjoy this. The first video I'm not going to have a lot to talk about, because we're not going to see any Pokemon. I'm just letting you know right now. Just wanted to start the game here, the little intro with May on the bike. And that's a Latios, I believe, is the blue one. Latios is the red one. So this game takes place in the Hoenn region, of course. It's the first game in the Hoenn region. Came out in 2003, released by Game Freak, of course. And this little battle here at the beginning, I find it strange because you notice they show a Torchic and a Mudkip, but they never showed the Trico in the intro. So it's kind of odd how they just single out the Trico. He's not there at all. But I guess we're double battles with thing here. There weren't any triple battles back at the time, so yeah. The first Pokemon game I really picked up and played the full thing would have been Sapphire. So Ruby is what I'm going to play this time, because I already played through all Sapphire and decided to switch it up. So here we go, we're starting out here, and this is Professor Birch. And it's just like any Pokemon game if you've ever played them. Basically, he's going to tell you about the world of Pokemon. It's a big place inhabited by Pokemon. We use them as friends, sometimes the battle, different stuff like that. Overall, though, this game is probably one of my favorite. The Hoenn region was fantastic in my opinion. I love the games. Diamond and Pearl, though, probably are my favorites. Just, I don't know, the Sinnoh region was just amazing. I really did love it. I guess at that point in time I had more of an understanding. And I just showed you there the boy and girl. I believe the boy's called Brandon in this, if I'm correct. And the girl's May. I know that much, but yeah, I believe it's Brandon. I was gonna call him Brandon, but I was like, nah, I'll just go with my name, Joe. You'll see that in a second. It took me a minute here to decide. Obviously not a live recording. I recorded this after the fact. And an interesting thing is, I'll mention this in a second, as you'll notice as we get off the moving truck, is if you're a boy, your house is on the left of the screen, the left house, and if you're a girl, your house is on the right. So that's kind of interesting how they choose to do that. I've never actually chosen to be a girl, and I don't plan on starting now, so I don't really know the differences in the game as far as being a girl. But yeah, not much really to talk about here, as this is just part one. Not a lot taking place. As you can see, we're in the back of a moving truck. Imagine if that big cabinet back there, or any of those boxes shaking, just fell on us. Like, why can't we just sit up in the front? Many people have mentioned this before. I don't know, maybe it's just the way that back in the time, Game Boy, they didn't know how to have them jump out of the side of a truck, or out of the door, I mean, by the side. Like, the side right there is invisible, obviously the passenger side, and there's no driver. Like, they don't come out. I don't know, it's interesting, to say the least. But anyways, this is your mom. In most Pokemon games, you don't have a dad, but in this one, you'll notice that your dad is Norman, the Petalburg City gym leader. I believe he's the... I don't know if it's the 5th or 6th, maybe it's the 4th. Somewhere along the lines of that, he is, no, he's not the 4th, because the 4th would be Flannery. I think he may be the 5th gym leader. I'll have to look into that. Anyways, I record this very early in the morning. It's very few times that you have to set the clock backward. And yeah, it was like 9:06, I believe, or something. I just try to fiddle with that to get it there at the time. And yeah, so after you set the clock, your mom will come up. She'll be like, check the desk. Say that in a second here. So just go over and read the journal. You don't have to read the journal. There's a map there. I didn't look at it as well up on the wall, if you can see that. But yeah, I didn't read the... don't usually read the journal. You don't have to. It just tells you like to open up the menus, the start button, you can save it, blah blah. You should already know those things if you played Pokemon before. It's not very difficult to find out at all. And then definitely go to your PC though. You're gonna need this maybe for a battle that you're gonna have at the very beginning of the game. It's always good just to have it. It's a free item. Just withdraw the potion. So yeah, just take that out there. It heals 20 hit points or HP, whatever you want to call them. So early on in the game it's very useful. Later on, not so much. Anyways, as soon as you walk down the stairs, your mom's gonna call you over. She's gonna be like, "Oh, Dad's maybe on the TV, Pellberg Gym," and the interviewer's like, "This is then the broadcast, whatever." And yeah. So head on over next door. Let's read that. It's Professor Birch's house. Sorry, I have a bit of a sniffle here. And as soon as you walk in, the only person in the game who notices you when you walk into their house and cares, and you say dot 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 dot. And apparently that means that you've said your name, because you never talk in Pokemon games for some reason. It's just your character's just completely mute. Like, it's quite interesting how they just roundly decide, oh yeah, he's just not going to talk, or we're just going to understand what you want and that you're on this journey and you're a special character in the game. Let's go over and talk to May here. She's writing in her journal. I don't know if you can check her PC out. I don't think I've ever tried that. I should have actually tried that. I didn't check it here at all. Anyway, she just says some random stuff about Professor Birch being her dad. Nothing really important here whatsoever. She talks about he's up north on Route 201? 101? 201? I don't know. I think it's 101. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 101. And like in Diamond and Pearl it's 201. It's the first one. We'll find out next time on this video though. Fat guy here. If you use a PC, you can store items in Pokemon. The power of science is staggering. Okay. This guy, Professor Birch, spends days in his lab studying, and then he'll suddenly go out in the wild and do research. When Professor Birch spend time home. Yeah, when does he go to his house? You saw what they're for Littleroot town, their hometown, and it's Professor Birch's Pokemon lab. And there's only one professor in here. I find it interesting because it's just like that in the anime. He only has one person. It seems so poor though. Like all the other professors in all the games, they have like several in here doing work, and he just has the one. He'll just talk that the professor's not here, blah blah blah. I went up to check. I'm like, there's got to be more people here, but apparently he only has just that one guy.